Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. Say hello to my little friend. I went to grab this Rust-Oleum satin black that I have a full can of, and as you can tell, there's no ball rattling in here. I'm hoping it's still good. I've never had one that didn't. Oh, there we go. There we go. We got the ball starting to rattle here. But on the other hand, I am tired of shaking on it. So I went through some of my PCV ABS actually pipe here, and I found one that the can will fit into. People have done these before. Mine will probably be a little bit different in the way I'm doing it. Don't even know if this is going to work yet, but we're going to try it out. It's not cut straight, unfortunately. I have a couple pieces here. Let me see. I think this one's going to be too short. Yeah, this one's too short for my plan. I'm just grabbing stuff I can find around my messy shop right now. And I had some of this packaging material that I keep for lots of things. And I stuffed that into just a small piece of PVC. I use these, I cut these down, use them for hammer holders. I got videos of that before. And it's just a big chunk that I just squishing down, shoving it down in there, and I'm pushing it a little bit past. And then I'm going to cut it as well a little further on the other side. So basically I got kind of a cushion. Then I'm taking that and putting a screw in it. This is just like one of those, I don't know, for woodworking, for making a screw head flush. It's a little round. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, you wouldn't really need that, but there's already a hole in this that I'm using, and I'm going to stick that here, and I need that bigger. You could use a washer or whatever you want. I just found this and thought that'll work. And I'm going to stuff this in here. Now the blue cushion, I can move it back and forth. I got it all the way to the end here, which in theory should cushion that. This is a little bit up here, which actually is pretty good. That might give it a little bit of to where this holds. I really don't want this moving in here a lot, at least not with this iteration. So I took, and you'll probably figure out what my plan is now, a Sawzall blade, calling it a Sawzall blade, get over it, and drilled a couple holes in it. Now I will say, that was a pain. I ruined a couple of smaller bits trying to start with small ones and going out to bigger ones. I finally grabbed one that I had for stainless steel, got through it, and probably ruined another bit just to make it big enough to put some bolts and nuts on here. And they're just rusty, actually junk ones that I'm not going to use for this on the tractor. So they're still good enough. I'm going to use them for this project since they're sitting in front of me. My plan is to stick this in here, and we'll see. I'm going to be very careful with this. I also did use the grinder and ground off the teeth and made it so it's flat, so it's not going to, if I brush up against it, it's not going to cut me. For right now, I'm going to mark that right in that area right there. And I'm going to just mark a couple spots here so I can go drill this now for these bolts. And actually, I am going to pull this out. I'm going to go ahead and find my thing here, and hopefully I can get it to line up and screw back in here. Got an old inner tube right here. Got a couple of fender washers and some bolts here. Screws probably is what I would call them, more so, but they got fine thread on them. Some lock washers and nuts here, and my plan is to bolt that all together like that. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of figure out, eyeball about where it needs to be here. And I got a punch, actually. There we go. I'm going to stick that through there. Now I know it's too long, but I'll deal with that here in a minute. And just, yet again, everything I'm doing is just finding stuff that I have in my garage and seeing if it'll work. Once I figure out something I think will work, then I try and mess with it here. So I need to be able to get the can out, but I want it fairly snug, so. Now we gotta make sure we can get the can in here. And it'll hold it in. Alright, I think we're good. I'm gonna go cut these off. This may be a little wobbly here, so we're gonna start out real slow. But I'm wondering, this one does not have the ability to slow it down. My plug-in one that I have does, but it's a lot harder to put this in, so it'd have to kind of stay on there, which I may do. I can control it fairly well. So in the end, I think that'll work perfectly fine. Things don't seem to be breaking or cracking. It's definitely holding in there fine. It does seem to be scraping some of this off on the inside, the foam stuff, and actually pushing the foam back. So I may have to put something on here just to keep the foam from coming back out of here. Yeah, each time I hit it really hard, it pushes the foam back. So if I do it slower, which is really all you need. There we go. I got my mic over here on the side, so you can tell it's shaking. I'll probably throw it in for a little bit longer. I do think I'm going to adapt it to my other one, that I can just leave this on maybe and put it somewhere at some point, but for right now I think this will work. I think the hardest part is this. I might have made it a little bit looser, or I might put something here that I can push it around a little bit, but I think as time goes on, that'll probably loosen up as well. It does seem to be turning in there because I can see where the scrapes on the lid are hitting on the screws down inside there. But I don't think it hurts anything. I think the main thing, I'm definitely going to have to do something to kind of top this off because the blue stuff keeps popping out. So, and I do think that helps it cushion it quite a bit. Alright, well, I think that's it for that. I do see some updates or upgrades I may want to do to it, but you can take this idea and run with it all you want. I've seen several with the drills. I actually did see one other guy that kind of did something similar to this, but I actually had this in my mind before I even saw that. So whether or not it's good, bad, or otherwise, I think it will work for my purposes. Now get out there and get your junk working. Thanks for watching Junkworks Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one. So, wow, I almost fell on my ass.